Okay, we're in the sicha of Yud Shvat Tov Mem Zayim, which discusses the coming of eliyahu Novi. And the Rebbe brings the Rambam that brings two different arguments regarding the coming of eliyahu. The first argument is regarding the timing. When is eliyahu Novi going to come? I must make a big correction regarding the way I explained this in the beginning or throughout when we were learning the sicha. The machlekes, when eliyahu Novi will come, is either he's going to come before the Milchama of Gog and Magog, or he's going to come before Mashiach arrives, to be Mevaser, to come tell us the news that Mashiach's coming.
After.
Which is after the Milchama of Gog and Magog. Now the Milchama of Gog and Magog takes place before Mashiach comes. I don't know why I made the mistake when I explained it in the beginning, that Gog and Magog, the Milchama, takes place after Mashiach comes, and that eliyahu Novi comes after Mashiach comes. eliyahu Novi certainly comes before Mashiach. Did I say that? I think I said that. Okay, so forget. So let's just keep matters clear. Gog and Magog is a major war that takes place according to what it says in Novi before Mashiach comes. Right. Now the question is, when does eliyahu Novi come? Before this war of Gog and Magog, or after the war of Gog and Magog, to tell us that Mashiach is about to come. Exactly. So l'chayre, that's a machlekes b'metzias. So today we're going to learn how that's not a machlekes b'metzias. Regarding when he comes, the timing of when he comes, there's no machlekes about a fact of the timing. We'll see. The Rebbe will explain. But let's just quickly review the other point that the Rebbe spoke about, which is what is eliyahu Novi coming to accomplish. There was a four-way machlekes, what he's coming to do. Whether eliyahu Novi is going to come and settle any matters that there are regarding issues of yichus, and that includes any matters. Whether to be mekarev, those that belong to be brought into Klal Yisrael, whether to be merachik, those that do not belong in Klal Yisrael. And there's another opinion that he's only going to be mekarev, not merachik. And there's another opinion, only merachik, not mekarev. The opinion that the Rambam paskins like is that eliyahu Novi comes to bring sholem ba'olam. The heishuv leiv avos abanim, leiv banan lavos, just means he brings sholem. He's not going to deal at all with the yichus of Klal Yisrael. For that, we're going to follow the halachas that it says in the Torah. eliyahu Novi is not going to say anything about that. That's so that what did the Rebbe explain? There's no machlekes b'metzias here. eliyahu Novi, according to everybody's opinion, will definitely have what to say about the yichus of Yidden. The question, though, is that part of eliyahu Novi's coming in relation to Mashiach? The Rambam says that there's a Kabbalah, there's a tradition we have, a halacha l'Moshe Sinai, that eliyahu Novi comes to prepare the world for Mashiach. And the Rambam refers to that as lahoser hachamosim, that eliyahu Novi will remove all vandalism. Is that how we translated it? Yes. So the question is, what does that include? But even violence, that's the word, to get rid of all violence. Okay. But even if this is not part of eliyahu Novi's job as preparing the world for Mashiach, but definitely, just like we find eliyahu Novi was active throughout history, in many instances, eliyahu Novi, when Mashiach comes, will definitely have what to say about the yichus of the Yidden. So the machlekes is only whether that's related to the coming of Mashiach or it's a separate thing that eliyahu Novi, because of circumstances demanding, if there's an issue with yichus, eliyahu Novi will help, will offer his help with that. Okay, so let's continue. Sivav, here the Rebbe is going to discuss the timing of the coming of eliyahu and how this ties into the general machlekes that the Rambam here discusses regarding the coming of eliyahu. Sivav, got it? Page 306. Hasak Rambam kechachamim. Oh, before the Rebbe comes to the timing here, there's one more ice where the Rebbe Bekitzer brings the psak of the Rambam regarding what's the main thing eliyahu does when he comes to prepare the world for Mashiach. So the Rambam paskins kechachamim. He's not going to come to declare anybody tomei or toir. He's not going to declare anyone you're kosher, you're puzzle. Ella losum sholem boilam. to bring peace in the world between a father and son, between teacher and student. Shenema v'heishav le'vavas albana. So what does this mean? So here, in the beginning of the sicha, the Rebbe was medayik. Look again at the lashon of the Rambam that the Rebbe quoted here. Einoi ba loy letame hatoy. The Rebbe was medayik. The two words einoi ba. He doesn't come for this purpose. Why does the Rambam use those two words einoi ba? Without einoi ba, the Rambam should write lo yetame hatoy, lo yetayr hatome. What's this einoi ba? So here, the Rebbe says those two words is expressing the point, the chiddush that the Rebbe said in the Sicher. Harambam, eino yochel lichtlev sheliyo, eino metame umetar upaisel umachsha chulu. The Rambam can't just write, as a matter of fact, that eliyahu will not be metame and will not be metar, or not possible to be machsha. That's not true. Shekaim b'mikra shenmeida psul, in a situation where the psul is known, shelishayach adin the mishpacha shenitma nitma, and the halacha that a family that got assimilated into Klal Yisrael is already part of Klal Yisrael, and we don't touch that family. Eliyahu Navi will passel and will be machsher. Nobody argues about the facts that Eliyahu Navi will say his opinion about these matters. So the Rambam does not tell you that he's not going to be metame and metar so on. What does the Rambam say? What does einoi ba mean? The coming of eliyahu in connection to Mashiach. It says in the pasuk, "Hine enochi sheleach lachem es eliyahu gomer." This unique shlichus of eliyahu that is being sent biyachad the Kabbalah, she is salik v'yaser achamasim. So this is the pasuk, and there's also the tradition Allah that eliyahu Navi comes in the time of Mashiach to remove all violence. So this unique shlichus ein elatama elatai livsa elahachsher. That does not include declaring anybody Tomei, Tor, Kosher, Apostle. Will Eliyahu Navi do that? Perhaps. But it's not part of the unique shlichus Eliyahu has to prepare the world for Mashiach. It's possible that Eliyahu Navi will have to be metame or metayr. It has similar nesivus chulu. And that the Rebbe here says this is not even a definite thing. It depends on the circumstances. Eliyahu Navi is not just going to walk around and intentionally say, you're tameh, you're tired. If there'll be a need for it, Eliyahu Navi will do so. But you can't consider that to be Eliyahu Navi's shlichus as part of ushering in Geula into the world. It's a separate inyan. If there's going to be a need, a person's going to want to know, am I allowed to walk into the Beis HaMikdash? Am I tired? Am I tameh? Could I marry this person? So Eliyahu Navi will help if there's a need, but that has nothing to do with the Geula. Elabiyas Eliyahu, the coming of Eliyahu in connection to the Geula is Lasem Shalom Bailam, to bring peace into the world. Shenema v'heishav leiv avos albanim. That's what the Rambam is saying here. So it's very amazing how the Rebbe takes two words of the Rambam, einoi ba, and says that those two words proves the point here that all the Rambam is saying is Eliyahu Navi will definitely speak as a prophet and tell everybody exactly what the score is, who they are you tameh, are you tired, kosher, puzzle. Well, that has nothing to do with the Geula. That's not what he comes for. That's not any ba. He's not coming for this purpose. What does Eliyahu Navi come for? To usher in redemption. What's redemption? Shalom. To create peace in the world. Create peace in the world is on many, many levels. Whatever, that includes a lot. That's the Rebbe says there. Huh? It's not. It's, how are y'all going to accomplish that? Accomplish what? To bring shalom into the world. They're saying it's Moshiach's job. Maybe he'll do the initial steps, or I'm saying, what's the partnership between Eliyahu and Mashiach? Huh? Again, what was Shittas of Shimon? Remind me. Right. But he didn't mention this. Correct. Is there a reason for that? It looks like that he doesn't bring that up at all. He doesn't even negate it at all. Right. Right. What does lahashvei samachlekes mean? It sounds like lahashvei samachlekes means regarding the machlekes in Teira. It doesn't mean lahashvei machlekes between stam people that argue. It means lahashvei machlekes in subjects of Teira, halachas of Teira. So Eliyahu Navi is not going to mix into. We learned a whole other sicha about bariches that when Mashiach comes, the Sanhedrin is going to convene again, and whatever Psak Din was before, they're going to take account again, and the Psak Din will change. And that's the whole point that the Rebbe said, that once before they convened, we paskin like Beis Hillel, because that was the Roiv. When Mashiach comes, they're going to convene again, and we're going to paskin like Beis Shammai. But Eliyahu and Navi can't speak anything about that. It looks like correct. It looks like the Rambam doesn't even have to negate that. It's a davar pashut that Eliyahu and Navi, being a prophet, cannot come and tell you who the halacha is like and get rid of machlokes. That's the job of the Sanhedrin. That's that's like a shaila. Tishbi taretz kushas verbayis. I mean, that itself is like a big pella, because there's the shaila on that. How can you say Tishbi taretz kushas verbayis if Eliyahu a Navi is a Navi and Torah loy b'shamayim? You can only paskin al piseichel Torah. So what is how's Tishbi taretz kushas verbayis? It's a very good question. Maybe we could give a separate share about that.
You lived for so long, you figured out the knowledge.
But it has to be al piseichel though. It has to be. What's this Tishbi taretz kushas verbayis? He'll have it. No, possibly. Right, but so if that's the case, so then why lahashvais hamachlokes can't even? There's something. There's some kind of a discrepancy over here. Lahashvais hamachlokes, dealing with all the halachas that Eliyahu Navi will not do. Those unresolved ibayis in the Gemara, Eliyahu Navi will answer. I mean, the aim of Tishbi taretz kushis v'abayis, the Rambam doesn't bring it. It's a remez. It's a remez. I'm not sure what the first source. The literal. One second. The literal translation of teiku is. Teiku means let it stand. Teiku is bleiben, let it stand. That's the translation of the words. Tishbi taretz kushis v'abayis is a remez. I'm not sure where it says this remez, and I can't tell you for sure that the Rambam al pi halacha holds that Eliyahu Navi will do so. I don't know. The Rambam doesn't bring it in Hilchos Malachim at least.
So the Rambam al pi halacha, we stick to what he said before, we go to the Sanhedrin.
Yeah, correct. That's what it seems like.
We also speak of
yeah. Okay, Siv Zayin. Let's do one more Sif here and see what the Rebbe says regarding the timing of the coming of Eliyahu.
I know.
Mamshech Rambam. So the Rambam continues and says, "V'yesh min hachachamim she'omrim." There's another opinion. There's other chachamim that say, "Shekoidem bias Mashiach yav Eliyahu." That Eliyahu Navi comes before Mashiach, not before the Milchama of Gog and Magog, but after the Milchama of Gog and Magog, before Mashiach. Okay, so it seems like it's a machlokes b'metzias, but the Rebbe here will explain that it's not. Pia Maleel, based on what we learned before, Harei Haplukte. What's the argument here? Eina ela mahi pu'ulasei shel Eliyahu Hanavi b'siluk hachamasim. When we have this tradition that Eliyahu Hanavi removes chamasim, he removes the violence in the world. When Mashiach comes, what's included in that? But the fact that Eliyahu Hanavi is going to do these things, everybody agrees that Eliyahu Hanavi is going to do all of the things that the Rambam mentions here. What's the machlokes? Is it part of ushering in Geula, or is it a separate inyan that Eliyahu Hanavi, if the circumstances demands, is going to take care of this? So now Valzeh Moisef Rambam, one moment. Valzeh Moisef Rambam. So on this, the Rambam adds and says that there's another opinion about this. Yesh Menachachomim Shaimrim Shekaidim Bias Mashiach Yav Eliyahu, that Eliyahu Hanavi comes only before Mashiach. What does this mean? Shekol HaPa'ula She'Eliyahu Yosef Yisalik HaChamasim. This, that Eliyahu Hanavi comes to get rid of violence, which is based on the pasuk V'Heishiv Leiv Avis Albanim, Hu Inyan B'fnei Atzmai. It's a complete separate inyan to this, that Eliyahu comes for the Geula. Kolaimar Pa'ula Shiyasa Eliyahu Hanavi. It's going to be a certain action Eliyahu will do, but it has nothing to do with the special shlichus of Eliyahu Hanavi's coming. Meaning, when you look in the pasuk, where's this? What's the source of this pasuk? There are two psukim there actually. The Rebbe brings it in the beginning of here. The source. This is a nevuah that says in Malachi. So if you look there in Malachi, there are two psukim. One pasuk it says, "Hine anochi shalech lachem es Eliyahu lefnei yoim boy Hashem yoim agadol v'neira." Eliyahu Navi comes before the great day of Hashem, before the great and awesome day, and he's going to come to let us know that Mashiach is coming. That's one pasuk. Then the next pasuk says, "V'heishiv leivavis albanav v'leibanam alavaisam." So what the Rambam is saying over here is, the first opinion is that both of these psukim is part of the special shlichus of Eliyahu Navi to bring the Geula into the world. Second opinion, what's the opinion of the V'yashman HaChachamim? The V'yashman HaChachamim say you have to divide these two psukim. The first pasuk is speaking about Hinei Anochi Sheleach. That's the shlichus of Eliyahu Navi to bring Geula into the world. The next pasuk, the Heishiv Leivavais, that's not a unique Inyan connected to the Geula. The next pasuk is Stam saying an Inyan that Eliyahu Navi will do in the time period of Geula, but it's a separate Inyan. That's the pshat in the second opinion here. Okay, let's see, where am I holding over here? Kiloima, Pa'ula Sheyasa Eliyahu Navi. Ve'ilu ha'inyan the shlichus zud Eliyahu hine nechish shalech lefnei ba yem hagadol v'anayra yem havaya, that is hagadol v'anayra. When it says that Eliyahu, that is, has a special shlichus to do before Mashiach comes, what is that? Kaidem b'yisa Mashiach yavei Eliyahu levasa b'yasai. The only shlichus he has in connection to the coming of Mashiach is one thing: to tell us the news that Mashiach is about to come.
If we wouldn't know that, Mashiach couldn't come.
Yes, to prepare us. Yes, to prepare. We have to have we have to have the how everything has to be cleaned up. You have to have a few minutes to do tshuva. A few minutes. Okay. Kesugiyas Gemara. This is a famous Gemara in Eruvin that speaks about Eliyahu Navi coming, and it speaks about whether Eliyahu Navi could come on Shabbos. And the discussion there in the Gemara is whether Eliyahu Navi could come on Shabbos because he's going out of the Tchum Shabbos. And the question is, if you're above 10 Tfachim, does the concept of Tchum Shabbos apply when you're above 10 Tfachim? That's the sugi of the Gemara. So there it discusses Eliyahu Navi coming when Hashemayim above 10 Tfachim, can he come on Shabbos? Okay, so you see there in the Gemara, what is the purpose of Eliyahu Navi's coming? The Gemara there says he's coming to be Mevasa the Geula. Shlufnei Bias ben David Yovei Eliyahu Levasa. That's how Rashi explains the Gemara. He's going to come tell us the news of the coming of Mashiach. Here's the Rebbe adds, even though Sheyamid Kvar Lefneze Kaidel Mochemes Goygu Mogik V'Yaseh Kamen Yonim. So that even this opinion, even here that this is the Chiddush of the Rebbe, even this opinion that says that Eliyahu Navi is only coming after the Mocham of Goygu Mogik to tell us the news that Mashiach is coming. The truth is, Eliyahu Navi was here already. But what was he here for? He was here to help Yidden out with the difficult times. The last moments of Galus, in the times of Mechemes Gog and Magog, it will be very hard times for Yidden. So Eliyahu Navi will come to give Yidden encouragement and support and to be Miyasher Libam in those difficult times. So he'll be here already, in times of Gog and Magog. But then Eliyahu Navi is going to sort of, I don't know if he's going to come again or he's going to just act in a different way, or he's going to be here and he's not going to leave and come back. But then Eliyahu Navi is going to come and let us know, okay, that's it, the tzaras are over, Mashiach is coming. So here, this is the point that the Rebbe is answering, that there's no machlokes b'metzias when Eliyahu Navi comes. Eliyahu Navi is going to come in the last kufa of the tzaras of Gog and Magog before Mashiach comes. Elamai, the first opinion says that is the whole inyan of Eliyahu Navi coming in connection to Geula. Eliyahu Navi, why is he coming during the time of Golus? Because Eliyahu Navi is coming to get rid of Chamasim, he's coming to get rid of the problems and the troubles, and he's coming to make Shalom Ba'ilam. Eliyahu Navi ushers in Geula that way. Second opinion, what's the V'yashman HaChachamim? They say no. Eliyahu Navi will be here. He'll be here in the end of the time of Golus. He'll give you an encouragement, he'll be Miyasha Libam, but that has nothing to do with Geula. This that Eliyahu Navi comes in connection to Geula is just for one point, to be Mevaser, the coming of Mashiach. Okay? So this answers the questions that the Rebbe asked in the beginning of the sicha and the Rambam. The basic point of the question that the Rebbe asked was, it looks like the Rambam is conflating two separate points. He brings the point about when Eliyahu comes and the point about what Eliyahu does. He puts them both together. He mixes them together. Why does the Rambam bring them both together? So here the Rebbe explains in the words of the Rambam. The Rambam first begins, the simple understanding of what it says in Navi is that Eliyahu will already come before the Mulcham of Gog and Magog. Shemu'ura mitzizeh hu alibed kul alma. And this is something that everybody agrees with. Eliyahu Hanavi comes before the time of Gog and Magog. But the only question is that part of the special shlichus in connection to the Geula, or is that a separate inyan to give Yidden the chizuk that they need in the time of Golus? So Mamshech, on this, the Rambam brings two opinions. The first opinion says, Ve'enoi ba elo lasem shalom ba'ilam. Eliyahu Hanavi comes to bring peace in the world, Shenem v'heshav le'vavis albanim, which is Kedas HaMishnah. This is what you understand from the Mishnah that says, Shah Kabbalah, or the Siluka Hamasim, when there's this tradition that Eliyahu Hanavi will remove violence, v'heshav le'vavis albanim, he b'shayches li'yayim havaya b'yas HaMashiach. This is part of what Eliyahu Hanavi is doing in the world to usher in the coming of Mashiach. And then the Rambam says, but the fact that he's going to declare one or another individual Tomei or Toi, that's also true. But that's not part of his coming, not part of the connection to Mashiach at all. Then the Rambam adds that there's another opinion. Yes, that Eliyahu Hanavi comes before Mashiach to let us know the good news that Mashiach is coming, which means Shekol Silika Chamasim, the entire coming of Eliyahu before. He will be here already before, but when he was here before, that has nothing to do with Gola. That's just there to give Yidden the encouragement they need in the time of Golus. The language that the pasuk says that Eliyahu comes before the great day. That means directly before Mashiach comes, not to give Yidden the encouragement in the time of the Muhammad of Gog and Magog. So basically, just to summarize, the Kula that the Rebbe is saying over here is, you have three different things that Eliyahu Hanavi does when Mashiach comes. One is to come and liyasher libam, which means to straighten people's hearts. You're in such difficult times of Golus, and you can become completely fakrumt, thinking that Eibishter Chas v'Shalom Ozav Avayis Haaretz, and you see all the tzaddis in the world. Where is Hashem? Eliyahu Hanavi is going to come liyasher libam, to straighten our hearts and to let us know that don't hold on strong in the last moments of Golus. That's one point. And there's another point that Eliyahu Hanavi will do, which is he's going to tell people, you're tameh, you're toyer, you're kosher, you're apostle. It's the second point. And then there's a third thing, to let us know that Mashiach is right about to come. So the only machlokes is which one of these is related to Geula and which one of these is considered to be activity that Eliyahu does in the time period that Mashiach comes, but it's not directly related to Geula. That's the machlokes over here. That's the Rebbe's hezbollah in this inyan. Okay, in the next sif, we'll learn next week in Mitzvah Shem, the Rebbe will explain that because there are different ways how to define Geula, there's different levels of understanding what Geula consists of. That's really the source of the argument here. What aspects of the activities of Eliyahu Hanavi plays a role in Geula, and what aspects of his activities are just separate of Geula. It depends how you define Geula itself. As we'll see, the Rebbe's hezbollah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to saw him.